I thought I knew what clean meant until I stepped into a 250 square foot apartment in Tokyo. There were no piles, no clutter, not even a single pair of shoes out of place. Just calm, simplicity, peace. And here's the thing. It wasn't magic. It was habit. Thoughtful, beautiful, life-changing habits. What if I told you that your home, no matter how big, messy, or overwhelming, could feel like that too? Today, I'll share 8 deeply human Japanese habits that don't just keep a house clean, they heal the soul. And the best part? You can start right now. Let's begin the journey to a home that finally feels like home. I had just landed in Tokyo, jet-lagged, hungry, and curious. My old college friend Hiroshi met me at the station. He waved, grabbed my bag, and said, "Let's go home." I expected, well, a cramped space. I mean, 250 square feet? That's smaller than my garage. But when he slid open the door to his apartment, I stopped in my tracks. It was beautiful. Not in a luxurious designer way, but in a soulful, quiet way. Every object had its place. The air felt light. The floors shone. There was no clutter, no piles, no stress, just space, peace, and this strange sense of dignity. I whispered, half joking, "Do you have a maid?" He laughed and said something I'd never forget. "No, I just live like my grandmother taught me." That moment stayed with me because Hiroshi didn't have more time or more money or more space. He had habits, habits passed down through generations, habits that made his tiny apartment feel sacred. Over the next few days, I watched, I noticed, and slowly, I began to understand. Cleanliness in Japan wasn't just a chore, it was a way of life, a quiet ritual, a philosophy of respect, for space, for time, for self. And that's when I realized it wasn't about square footage. It was about how you live inside your space. And that's what we'll explore today, one habit at a time. So let's begin where it all starts, with one single motion that changes everything. The one-touch rule. Have you ever walked into your home, dropped your coat on the chair, your keys on the counter, mail on the table, and told yourself, "I'll deal with it later"? Later becomes hours, then days, then chaos. But in Hiroshi's home, I noticed something odd. Nothing ever lingered. Jackets went on the hook, keys in a bowl, dishes washed right after use. Not because he's obsessive, but because of a simple habit passed down through generations in Japan, the one-touch rule. The idea is elegant. Anything you touch, you only handle once. You take it out, you use it, you put it back. That's it. It's deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful. Instead of fighting mess after it appears, you prevent it from ever existing. There are no piles to get to later, because later doesn't exist. Only now, only one touch. And the result? Peace. Your home stops feeling like a battleground. It begins to feel like an ally. But here's the secret. It's not about being perfect. It's about building a rhythm, a quiet agreement with your space. I'll take care of you now so you can take care of me later. Practical start. Don't try to overhaul everything. Start with one zone. Your shoes, your coffee mug, your mail. Whatever you touch most, commit to putting it back immediately. Just for a week. You'll be amazed. The clutter won't just disappear. The mental weight will too. Because what the one-touch rule really gives you isn't just a cleaner space. It's a calmer life. Beyond the doormat, the spiritual significance of the Genkan. The first time I entered Hiroshi's apartment, he stopped me gently at the door. "Shoes off here," he said, pointing to a small step-down area with a mat, a pair of indoor slippers, and a wooden shoe rack. It felt respectful, quiet, almost ceremonial. In Japan, this space is called the Genkan. It's not just a mudroom or an entryway. It's a threshold between the outside world and the sanctuary within. By removing your shoes, you're not just keeping dirt off the floor. You're leaving behind noise, tension, rush. The day. It's a ritual that says, you are home now. You can exhale. Why it matters. Shoes carry more than mud. They carry the energy of everything you've walked through. The Genkan traps that energy, giving your living space a fresh, uncluttered soul. And over time, this small habit becomes a daily act of mindfulness. How to make your own Genkan. Even in a Western home, you don't need a traditional Japanese entryway. You just need intention. Place a mat right inside your door. Add a simple shoe rack or basket. Keep a pair of indoor slippers ready. Make it a family rule. Shoes off, unrushing stress off. Even this tiny change shifts how your home feels. The floors stay cleaner, the air feels lighter, and there's this quiet sense of order every time you return home. And now that you've stepped inside a clean, quiet space, how do you keep it that way without scrubbing for hours? You do what the Japanese do. You clean, just a little, every day. Micro-cleansing, how 30 seconds can change. Everything back home, I used to spend entire weekends cleaning, scrubbing, sorting, vacuuming, exhausted before I even finished. But in Hiroshi's apartment, I never saw a cleaning day because there were no messes big enough to require one. Instead, I noticed something remarkable. While the kettle boiled, he'd wipe the counter. After a shower, a quick swipe of the bathroom mirror. Crumbs? Gone in seconds. Books? Back on the shelf before standing up. These weren't chores. They were pauses. Tiny rituals woven into daily life. It's what the Japanese call micro-cleaning. And it's brilliant. The mindset shift. You don't wait for mess. You don't fight clutter. You simply never let it build. Like brushing your teeth. Small, consistent care keeps big problems away. Here's how it works in real life. Wipe the dining table right after you eat. Rinse the sink after brushing your teeth. Straighten a pillow before leaving the room. After pouring coffee, wipe the splash on the counter. Each task under 30 seconds. But together, they compound. Like interest in a savings account. Quiet, steady investment that pays off in peace. Pro tip, create triggers. Tie micro-cleansing to things you already do. After morning coffee, wipe kitchen counter. After TV time, fluff cushions, plus fold throw blanket. Before bed, quick scan of the bathroom counter. No to-do list, no stress, just rhythm. A natural flowing relationship with your space. And over time, your home feels effortlessly clean. You walk through rooms with no piles whispering, "Fix me." You sleep deeper. You wake lighter because your space matches your state of mind. But what happens when things don't have a place to return to? Well, that's when clutter takes root. Let's talk about the power of dedicated storage and why in Japan, nothing is ever homeless. From chaos to calm, the power of designated spaces. One morning, I asked Hiroshi a simple question. Why is your place always so neat? Do you clean all the time? He smiled, walked over to a drawer, and pulled it open. Inside, pens in a tray, paper clips in a box. Not a single item out of place. And he said, "It's not that I clean more. It's that everything knows where it belongs." That sentence changed everything for me. Because here's the truth. Most clutter isn't a cleaning problem. It's a decision problem. We don't know where something goes, so we delay the choice. And the delay becomes a pile. The Japanese solution? Every item, no matter how small, has a designated home. A sock has a drawer, a receipt, a folder, your keys, a tray by the door, every time. It sounds simple, but this single habit turns your home into a place of clarity, not chaos. Let's break it down. No more junk drawers filled with mystery objects. No more asking, "Where did I put that?" No more frustration over losing things you just had in your hand. Instead, peace, flow, control. Practical start. Pick one messy category, maybe your desk, your bathroom shelf, or the kitchen drawer. Assign every item a place. Use bins, labels, dividers, whatever helps. Make a rule. If it doesn't have a home, it doesn't stay. This simple shift eliminates 80% of clutter before it begins. Why it matters emotionally. When your home is predictable, your mind can relax. When objects return to their place, so do you. It's not about perfection, it's about respect for your space, your time, and your peace. Now here's the thing. Japanese homes are often tiny, so how do they make space for everything? They don't expand outward, they expand upward. Let's talk about the magic of vertical storage. In Hiroshi's kitchen, I noticed something strange. There were no overflowing drawers, no cluttered counters, and yet everything he needed was right there. Spatulas hung neatly on hooks. Pots rested on mounted racks. Even cutting boards were slotted vertically between the fridge and the wall. That's when it clicked. In Japan, space isn't something you have. It's something you use, creatively. And the most underused space in most Western homes is the wall. Welcome to vertical storage. While many of us pile things outward, on counters, floors, furniture, Japanese homes go up. Because when your floor is sacred, your walls become your allies. Why it works? It lifts visual clutter, creating a sense of openness. It keeps essentials visible and within reach. It turns dead zones, behind doors, corners, even inside cabinets, into powerful organizers. And most importantly, it transforms your home from tight to thoughtful. Here's how to start, even in a Western home. Hooks behind doors for jackets, bags, or towels. Floating shelves in the bathroom for toiletries. Magnetic strips in the kitchen for knives and tools. Hanging baskets in closets for accessories or shoes. You don't need a renovation, just a shift in how you see your space. Mindset. Shift. Think vertically before you buy more bins. Think upward before you feel defeated by small rooms. You'll be amazed at how much calmer your space feels. Not because it grew, but because it finally breathed. But even with great habits, homes, like people, need moments to pause, reflect, and reset. That's where one of Japan's most beautiful traditions comes in, the seasonal reset ritual. It was late December. Hiroshi had taken the day off, not to shop, not to travel, but to clean, deeply, intentionally. Today is Usuji, he said, the big cleaning. In Japan, this end-of-year ritual is more than scrubbing floors or clearing closets. It's a spiritual reset, a way to sweep out the old and make space for the new. What makes it different? It's not reactive. It's reflective. Not about shame, but release. Not about mess, but momentum. Every drawer is open. Every surface wiped. Every forgotten corner seen. And as dust disappears, so does the weight of another year. Why it matters emotionally and mentally. Clutter holds more than objects. It holds memories, guilt, what-ifs, and I might need this. But in the quiet act of letting go, something shifts. You feel lighter, clearer, present. Because when we release what no longer serves us, we invite in what truly does. Bring this ritual into your own life. You don't need to wait for December. Try this every season. As the weather shifts, let your home shift too. Clear out unused clothes, rotate seasonal decor, reorganize your kitchen or pantry. Deep clean one room fully, with intention, not haste. Light a candle, play soft music, make it sacred, not a chore, but a ceremony. Do it with your family. Make it a shared moment of reflection. Ask, what are we ready to let go of? Physically, emotionally, energetically? Because when your home gets a fresh start, so does your heart. Minimal but meaningful. Creating a home that breathes. After a week in Hiroshi's apartment, something unexpected happened. I started breathing deeper. I slept better. And for the first time in a long time, my mind felt quiet. It wasn't because of fancy furniture or perfect decor. It was because everything around me had purpose. No clutter, no excess, just space and meaning. This is the heart of Japanese minimalism. Not about having nothing, but about keeping only what matters. Every bowl in Hiroshi's kitchen was used. Every decoration had a story. Even the way shoes lined up at the door felt intentional. Nothing random, nothing meaningless. Everything earned its place and gave something in return. Joy, function, beauty, peace. It's about freedom. Freedom from overwhelm, from chaos, from the noise of more. And it starts with a question, one you can ask right now. Does this item bring me peace or pressure? Do I own it or does it own me? How to begin? Choose one small category. Maybe your mugs or jackets or bookshelf. Keep only what you use, love, or deeply value. Let the rest go with gratitude. What remains will speak louder, feel richer, mean more. You don't just clean less, you live better. Because when your home is filled only with what matters, you wake up each day surrounded by meaning, not mess. You walk through rooms that breathe. And you finally feel like your space is supporting the life you want, not standing in the way of it. A clean home isn't a goal, it's a byproduct of intention, habit, and care. Start small. Stay kind to yourself. And remember, even one habit, one drawer, one shelf can begin the transformation. If this journey resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little more calm in their corner of the world. Thanks for being here. Here's to a home that breathes and a life that feels lighter.